Hello everyone and welcome to the War Boss Fits channel. Tonight we're going to do something a little different and have a 5,000 point, one-page rules Grimdark future battle report. Tonight it's going to be the Human Defense Force versus the Machine Cult. So first let's go over the Human Defense Force. Here we go, 5,000 points. We have 6 light walkers with heavy flamethrowers. We have a super heavy tank with 4 sponsons, a bunch of laser cannons, heavy flamers, and a shadow cannon. 3 squads of weapons teams with las cannons. 5 squads of 20 infantry. 10 stormtroopers, 1 veteran squad, and 4 characters. For the Machine Cult today, we have 3 crawler tanks with neutron lasers, 3 combat robots, 10 stalkers, 10 tickle finger priests, 10 stick priests, and 6 squads of rangers. And this one in the middle, they got a little bit too much radiation, with the 3 supporting characters. Here's the table set up. We have 4 objectives shown by the green circles. Got a couple hills. These we're going to call just difficult terrain. Difficult terrain and some kind of a barrier. Gives you a cover save. Alright, the Machine Cult seem to be loading this side with the Stalkers, a bunch of Rangers, the Battle Box, the Tickle Fingers, and then on this side, it looks like this is where the crawler tanks are going to set up shop to shoot down range. And hiding over here in the corner is the cheeky little stick priests. Hopefully they're going to make a run up the flank. For the Human Defense Force, we have this flank held up by infantry squads. We have our super heavy battle tank in the middle with the commander checking his map going, yep, this is right where I'm supposed to be. And we have more infantry, the scout sentinels in the middle, and then on this hill we set up last cannon alley. Roll to see who goes first. The Human Defense Force is going to be the yellow. Looks like the HDF going first. Okay, you can see in the middle that the Sentinels have made their scout move. And the opening shot is going to be one last cannon team is going to fire at the combat robots. Because they have stealth and they're behind a barricade, we're looking for 6s. Nothing. The Machine Cult have decided to maneuver their stick priests up the map. The Scout Walkers have moved up and they are within flaming range of the Tickle Finger Priests. So, as their squadron of 3, they're going to get 36 attacks. Alright, with 16 attacks hit, the priests are looking for a 6 to save. They only save 5, but they have regeneration. Look for 5 up to stay in the fight. Only saving 2, that means 9 are down. Let's roll a break test. And they're gone. In the center, we have a squad of Rangers moving up. We're going to fire at those walkers that just toasted their friends. Looking for a 4 to hit. Alright, they got 6 hits. And with the leader giving them canticles, all these have AP1, so we're looking for a 3 to save. Oh, and all those 1s, since they are radiation attacks, those all count as an additional wound. Okay, so one of them's definitely gone down. We're going to roll to see if it explodes. It does not. Over on the flank of the Human Defense Force. The leader in that squad is going to tell this squad here to take aim, so they're going to have +1 to hit whenever they shoot. But then they are going to fire at the stick priests hiding behind the cactus. Because of the cover, they're looking for a 6 to hit. Showing the humans' blistering firepower, they cause 2 hits. So the stick priests need a 5 to save. And then they have a 5-up regeneration. On this flank, the robots have moved up and they're going to split their fire between the 2 last gun teams on the hill. So it's going to be 16 shots each, and they are looking for a 3. Alright, 10 hits from the first squad. They're looking for a 5 to save. They failed 6 saves, which is enough to take out 2 of the last cannon teams. The second squad is also going to get the same number of shots. Alright, 12 hit out of 16. Need a 5 to save. Alright, 9 go through, which means that squad is going to be wiped. Let's check a break test for the first squad. And they're going to be gone. The robots have cleared the hill. 1 Human Defense Force platoon has moved up, and they're going to take shots at the Machine Cult Ranger squad that fired at the walkers earlier. Looking for 5s to hit. The Rangers need a 4 to save. 4 dead Rangers, not enough to force a break test. The Machine Boys are going to fire their first crawler tank at the super heavy tank. Looking for 3s, and the green dice are going to be the neutron laser. Green dice is looking for a 5, everything else is looking for a 2. At the end of all of that, the super heavy tank still has 32 of his 36 wounds remaining. The Human Defense Force moves up their second squad of light walkers to hopefully move to block anything through that corridor. The second crawler tank's going to take his shot, same as the first one at the super heavy tank. Much better rolling to hit this time. Let's see if it goes through the armor. 8 wounds taken this time. The super heavy tank's down to 24. Platoon of humans move forward and they're going to take shots at the robots. Now the robots have their own personal stealth field, so the cover isn't really helping them, but it still means they need a 6 to hit. 5 hits and a 2 to go through the armor. One of the robots is down 1 wound. Because why stop a good thing? The last Strider tank is going to move forward and shoot at the super heavy tank. Greens need 5s and everything else needs 2s. Absolutely nothing got through its armor on this time. He's decided he's waited long enough. The super heavy tank has moved in and is going to use all of its flamer turrets on the crawler that walked forward. Use all of its heavy machine guns and last cannons on the one in the middle. And the one on the end is going to take the big gun. Flames first. 48 shots. Whoa, looking for 4s. 19 hits and needs a 3 to save. Machine guns, the last cannons on the center one, looking for 4 to hit. Okay, the red needs 6s and the yellow needs a 3. Doesn't explode. Oh, it does. Now I get to explain this rule. Now, this is not part of the proper one-page rules, but it's something that me and my local group have come up with, since we like explosions. So whenever you roll a 6, whenever a tank is destroyed, it explodes 2d6 inches, and in this case, it's only going to be 5 inches. But everything within those 5 inches takes as many hits as the toughness value of the vehicle that was destroyed. So everything within 5 takes 12 hits. I'll be back after the results. So after that explosion, the one closest to the camera took 3 wounds. The crawler on the objective is down to 3 wounds remaining. And both squads of infantry took a bunch of casualties, but not enough to force a break test. Now the stalkers overwhelmingly won that combat, so testing to see if the infantry breaks. Oh, they're staying. Now that the looming threat on this flank has been absorbed, the humans are going to activate this captain with his field radio, is going to tell the stormtroopers, you get +1 to hit this turn. Coming all the way back to the other flank, the stick priests are charging the infantry squad. Now they have impact hits, which means 8 automatic hits are made. Let's see if they save. So 3 dead from impacts. This is the rest of their attacks. 24 attacks. 6 of those attacks were rending, so the reds need 6s and the blacks need 5s. The infantry fighting back, looking for 5s. 3 hits, so we're looking for 5s. And then 5 for regeneration. Ooh, 1 stick priest goes down. Alright, the infantry are below their half starting strength, so I need a break test. And they're staying too. The stormtroopers are now going to turn to fire at the robots over in the barricades there. Now they would need to hit on 4s, but the commander made them hit on 3s, but the stealth field of the robot sends them back to a 4. So, 4s. All the stormtrooper shots are AP1, so looking for 3s to save. After all the damage done, is going to kill one of the robots and put a point of damage on the other one, so we're going to see if it explodes. After all the damage done, is going to kill one of the robots and put a point of damage on the other one, so we're going to see if it explodes. The crawler tank, sensing its own demise, is going to put all of its machine gun rounds into the infantry in front of it and the 2 big gun shots into the super heavy tank. Looking for 3s. 1 big gun hit, it's looking for 5 to save. It fails, and all the infantry are looking for 5s as well. That kills 4 infantry and takes the super heavy tank down to 21 wounds remaining. Last scanning team far in the distance is going to fire at the 2 robots behind the barricades. Ooh, 2 hits. Robots need a 5 to save. 1 goes through, taking that robot down to 2 damage remaining. The robots have decided they're going to turn their guns on the stormtroopers that fired at them, so we're hitting on a 3. The stormtroopers are going to save on a 4. The infantry platoon on the objective has decided they're going to shoot those stalkers before they become their problem. So, looking for a 5 to hit. 7 hits with a 4 to save. 4 dead stalkers, and now they're going to take a break test. And they are pinned. The machine cult in the center is going to fire at the squad of infantry coming up behind the super heavy tank. Their leader is giving them canticles, which means they get +1 AP, so we are looking for 4s to hit. And 6s to save. 4 more infantry down, but it doesn't seem to matter. They got plenty more where that came from. This squad on the objective is going to fire at the stick priests. We're looking for a 5 to hit. Oh wait, we're looking for a 4 to hit because their leader is telling them, take aim or shoot better. Looking for 5s to save. And then 5s for regeneration. Takes down to 2 priests. Time for a break test. Squad of Rangers moving up, looking to shoot at that squad of infantry on the objective. Look for 4s. And then their leader has given them the canticles, so they're looking for a 6 to save. So it'll be 4 dead infantry. The squad that was fighting the stalkers in the beginning of the turn is now charging back into them, needing a 6 to hit since they've already fought in close combat this turn. Stalkers have a 4 to save. The stalkers fight back, also needing 6s. With a 6 to save. And with that, the infantry take another break test. And this time, they're gone. The human platoon in the middle charges forward to blow that crawler off the objective. Look for 5s. 3 hits, they just need 1-1 to blow that off the objective. Nope, not today. The Rangers came forward in front of the barricades and they're going to fire at the squad that's on the objective, looking for 4s. With 5 hits, they need 5s to wound, and 1s count as double. 3 dead. The infantry with the stick priest charged are going to fire at them this turn, looking for 5s. 2 hits, looking for 5s to save, and 5s for the regen. We got 1 guy left alive, needs break test. On the table, and he's fine. The last machine cult infantry squad with their toe left on the objective is going to fire at the human infantry on that objective over there. Looking for 4s. Let me pan the camera so we can see. Okay, and then 5s to wound, or 5s to save, and 1s count as double. But it looks like we've got 4 more dead infantry. That takes them to under half strength, and they're going to need a break test. They are pinned. Last but not least, Big Chungus is going to decide what to do. So with that decided, the big boy has towed onto this objective. He's going to fire his 4 laser cannons here. His 48 flamer shots here. His 9 heavy machine gun shots here. And his 3 main cannon rounds here. Let's start at the beginning. At the crawler tank looking for a 4. 1 hit. And that is AP 3. So looking for a 5 to save. That's going to be the crawler tank down. Does it explode? No, because that would be hilarious. 48 flamer shots. Hitting on a 5. Or a 4, I'm sorry. AP 1, so saving on a 5. Q, that's a lot of damage. No break test needed. That killed the squad 3 times over. 9 shots at this ranger squad here in front of the walkers. Saving on a 5. 4 dead rangers. Break test for them. They're staying. And finally, 3 long bomb shots at the 2 remaining robots. Normally they hit on a 4, but because of the stealth field, they're going to hit on a 5. 2 hits. Neither of them saved. That'll be enough to kill them both. The first one, does it explode? Yes! And no, so only 1 explosion. Here we are in this wonderful cluster. L6 is the explosion roll. So let's see, how big is it? It's going to be 6 inches. Everybody within 6 inches takes 6 hits. We'll be right back. So the final tally of the explosion was 2 from here. This squad got knocked down to the leader, and then 3 out of this squad. And these 2 guys are gone. Last minute desperation move being too large to hide. The tech priest decides to tow in on the objective as well. This is the beginning now of turn 3. After a look over the forces that are left on the board, the machine cult has decided that they have had enough and they are going to take off, rebuild, and try again. This whole flank is nothing but 1 stick priest. She's got no chance of holding on against this, if anything. And the once mighty bulwark over here is full of a few squads that are getting beat up and a squad of pin stalkers that's not going to do anything. So, first battle report on the channel: total human defense force victory. The tech priest's final words are: drink your milk, stay in school, and remember, you're doing this to have fun.